consultant from Dallas, Texas. I think what I want to share with you is a story. I agree with what Michelle was saying about you essentially have a treasure in a field and you need to share it. And I understand that the frustration in the room is how do we share it? So we share it and people don't listen. What I want to share with you is how I did listen and what's happened to me over the last 18 months. I'm new to drinking the Kool-Aid, but I'm the type of guy that when I drink the Kool-Aid, I don't fill a glass, I grab the pitcher and do this. August of 2009 at the industry conference where I'm a participant, I was on a panel of billing and estimating practices. I was the advocate for hourly billing. There was another gentleman sitting 4 chairs down. There were only 4 panelists, so he was as far away as he could get from me. And he was espousing value billing, as he called it. He said one thing that caught my attention. He said, if you bill by the hour, there's an artificial limit on your income. And something inside me, not here, but here, went, hell no. So I thought about it for about 30 days, and I called him. And I said, hey, you've got my attention. I'd like for you to help me see if I can do this. Let's start talking about it. And so for 6 months, he mentored me in this area. 2 months into the mentoring process, I went on a podcast in our industry, and I made a public vow that within a year, we would completely convert to value pricing. That was November of 2009. Well, it didn't take 12 months, it took 13 months. But on January 1, 2011, we trashed our timesheets. In fact, I told our staff it was coming about 60 days ahead of time. It just took us a little while to convert our last 3 customers. February of 2010, our industry had an unconference. An unconference is kind of a techie thing where there's no structure. We just kind of get together and brainstorm and talk about things. And so I did a session on value pricing. I found the VeraSage website about a week before that conference. I found Ed Kless's name, and he lives in the same town that I do. So I reached out to Ed. I said, Ed, would you have lunch with me? And he graciously did. Ed and I have continued to have phone conversations and lunches, and obviously that relationship has led to the opportunity for me to be here, for which I'm very grateful. The point is, this is hard. And I agree with what I think Mark said it earlier, we do have to reach people on an intellectual level. Ron had asked me, how do you reach IT consultants? I don't think we talk to the writer. We talk to the writer a lot. We've got a lot of good material talk to the writer. But my industry, tech guys, we are writers out the wazoo. Okay? We ride all week long. But my story, back to the conference in 2009, when the guy said there's an artificial limit on our income, that was a hook for me. That caught me. And it resonated with me. It almost haunted me. Because I said, that doesn't make sense. Or to flip it around, it did make sense. So I started thinking about how did I make the change? Well, one, there was an emotional hook. My elephant was steered in another direction. Now, I am the type of guy that drinks the whole pitcher of Kool-Aid. Not everybody's that way, but I am the type of guy that does that. When I go something, I go whole hog. I'm either all in or all out. The other thing was I found some people who would coach me. And I actually invested my money and my time, Shutter, into learning it and learning how to do it better. So I want to put an idea forth. And I'm putting this forth to you because I realized if I hadn't had a couple people to mentor me that I could reach out to, I'm not sure I would have made it this far. I'm only 18 months into the journey. I'm a young Kool-Aid drinker compared to some of you who've been doing this for a decade or half a decade. But what I want to put forth is maybe this group can offer some type of value pricing consulting. Give people who do want to reach out and maybe drink the Kool-Aid, give them a leg up. Give them some type of assistance. Now, I'm not sure what that looks like. Obviously, we all have practices. And so there's got to be a balance. But if you want to see this go forward, help people with a little bit. And you've already done so much with the VeraSage website. If you go look, the video that I did at this unconference, it's actually mentioned in one of the appendix of Ron's book. You have to download the appendix, so it's kind of hard to find. But you go look at that slide presentation. I used a lot of content from the VeraSage website in that. The VeraSage website changed that presentation in only a week, and it started with a lunch with it. I'm going back to that unconference in February, and it's going to be interesting. In fact, I told Ed, I said, I put a description up, and I'm sure after this weekend it's going to change. But that's okay, because we're learning, we're in process. But I really want to go back to that and say, consider how we could put forth some type of consulting to our communities, whether it's accounting, whether it's law, whether it's advertising, whether it's IT. Let's figure out how to do that. Thank you.